Okay, thank you for joining me back on the mat again, and I'm going to start per usual in a seated position. I'm going to go into Swastikasana, so hopefully this suits everybody, and if not, just accommodate it to what suits you. And please, before we do start, remember that yoga, it can be accessible, but if you have a problem, just work with your body, listen to your body, adapt the pose, use a prop, but really enjoy the whole process. So you're going to catch in behind the right knee and you're going to rotate that femur in the socket, bring the foot under the opposite thigh, and then take the other leg in. So here we're coming into a comfortable seated position. So if this is not right for you and your feet go forward, you do that. Here you're rotating the femurs in the sockets. You're going to let the knees descend, lift the abdomen up, lift up through the crown of the head. Gently press the thighs down as you open the chest, and then take the fingers at the side, fingers looking forward, thumbs looking back. Open the chest. All the yoga poses are designed to help the body. So here you always feel that you have to connect with your breath, the body and the mind. And that's where yoga gives us the health benefits. Breathing, the asanas, and that quietness of the mind takes ourselves into this space to help improve and release the body. So keeping that nice length in the body, crown of the head lifted, bring the shoulders down, shoulder blades in, take the palms of the hands together, and let's settle the mind, settle the body for a couple of breaths so as we are taking ourselves into this present time. So bring the base of the thumb to the base of the sternum, lift the sternum up, open the chest, allow the body to be breathed, bring the top eyelid to the bottom eyelid, connect with your breathing, soft inhalation through the nostrils down into the bottom of the lungs, and then breathing out. As you breathe out, you're releasing, you're letting go, and as we breathe in, we're breathing in that sense of just well-being and energy into the body. Soft inhalation, soft exhalation. Take another breath in, inhale, exhale, release, and then we're going to start to move the body. So if any time you want to stay longer in the pose, that's really up to yourself to decide where the length of time you need to sit. Okay, so draw the chin down towards the sternum, lift the sternum up, release the hands to the tops of the knees, open the eyes, lift the head and look forward. Maintain that length through the front of the body, place the fingertips down, let's cross the legs in the opposite direction. So sometimes we have a preference for one side than the other. So then take the left leg in, take the right leg in. A little bit of height underneath the buttocks helps the spine lift up, and it means that you're not curving the back. So take a wee bit of space or a wee bit of height. You can use a blanket, you can use a few books. I have 2 blocks here. So from here, I want you to extend the hands forward, roll the shoulders down, inhale. With an exhalation, lift the arms up. As you lift the arms up, have your sit bones sitting on the blocks, and then take the hands down. Inhale, once again, lift the arms up. Feel that you're getting extension from your pubic bone up through the sternum, side ribs lifted, and then take the hands down. One last time, inhale, exhale, lift them up. Get length and extension in the body. Feel your pelvis is level, but you're growing tall out of that pelvis, reaching into the baby fingers. And then let's go to the right side. So take your left hand to the outside of the right knee, other hand behind. Put the fingertips down if you can, or if you need a little block. Lift up and rotate. So as we rotate, going to what you feel is comfortable. Your hand is here at the knee. You're pressing into the back of the hand, and you're rotating. and then come back to the center. Inhale, lift the arms up once again, and then take the right hand to the outside of the left knee, take the other hand behind, open the chest and turn and look towards the opposite side. Coming back and around onto the mat, lift the shoulders up and drop them down, and then let's just think of the neck. Keep the length of the neck, keep the sides of the neck long, drop the shoulders down, and then inhale on an exhalation, let the ear come down towards that right shoulder. That left shoulder stays down and relax down, and then lift the head up, inhale, exhale, and then let the head go down towards your left side. Just to stretch out the neck, lift the head up, and then lift the shoulders up, soften them down. We're going to now go into Adho Mukha Virasana, which is on the mat. So we're coming down, settle the blocks aside, drawing the toe bones together. Okay, so the toe bones together, press the shins down, lengthen the calf muscles, sit back onto the heels. If this doesn't feel comfortable, take a blanket, spread it out and take it in behind the knees. So in behind the knees, and then create a wee bit of space and come down, or have the blanket just on your heels, whatever suits yourself. Okay, so if you can't, you can sit up on your heels. And then take the two blocks in front. These are your hip joints, so I want you to think of pressing hip joints way back, lifting through the abdomen, coming forward, place the forehead on top of your blocks, shoulders away, and then creep the hands along the mat. Fingertip, or just the tips of the fingers down on the mat, and feel that you're getting length and extension along the arms. Connect again with that breath, soft inhalation, soft exhalation. Pressing the sit bones towards your heels, pressing these hip joints back. Inhale, exhale, release down towards the mat. And then lift the head, lift the shoulders, slide your two blocks or your support away. Press the palms of the hands down. Press into the joints of the fingers, come up and we're going into downward dog. So the arms have to remain long and strong, the biceps rolling out. Separate the feet now, roll the toes underneath, inhale, and with an exhalation you're going into your downward dog. So press those hip joints that I was talking about up towards the ceiling. Lift out of the palms of the hands, make the arms nice and long. Maybe here give a little soft bend in the knees as you let the torso extend up towards the ceiling. Fold the knees, bring the chest towards your thighs, inhale, and then with that height in the hips, let the heels release down. In downward dog, your shoulders are away from your ears. You're thinking that somebody has their hands on your shoulder blades. Pressing your shoulder blades into your back body and lengthening them up towards the hips. Think of the hands on the top of the pelvis and somebody drawn the top of the pelvis to the tailbone. Fold the knees, come back down, come back into Adho Mukha Virasana. Get that length and extension. And then once again come up into your downward dog. Get the lift of the hips. Move back toward your legs. Keep that extension in the legs. Now feel that you're opening the backs of the legs, opening the backs of the knees. From the backs of the knees to the heels, extend the calf muscles. Fold the knees and then walk towards your hands. Take your feet the distance of the mat or as wide as you feel is comfortable. If you find you can't reach the floor, come back, place your supports, which can be your blocks or your toilet rolls, and then work the backs of the legs.
Lift the chin up, inhale. Fold towards your thighs and keep the kneecaps lifted up towards the hips. And then lift the chest. Use strong legs and your abdomen to come back up into your standing position. Draw the feet together, and we're going to start off with just a small sun salutation. So I've adapted this and worked, and this is a wee one that works for me, and I feel is works the whole body. Okay, so you're going to come to the mat. If you need blocks, remember you can work with your toilet rolls as your supports. Okay, or if you have blocks, we can work with the blocks. So into a good Tadasana. So gripping the hips in, lift the kneecaps up, roll the shoulders back, take the arms up as we did into Urdhva Hastasana, turn the hands forward. Now you soft bend in the knees because this is the first time we're going down. So softly bend the knees, put the hands onto the blocks, and then lift the chest up. Move the chest towards your thighs and then step the right leg back as far as you can. Lift the chest up, roll the shoulders, and then take the left leg back. So we're into a plank position. So try not to let the hips drop, but press the hips back and up, shoulder blades onto the back body. And from here you're up into your downward dog. So press back. And get the height of the hips. Again, those shoulder blades moving into the body. Lift the abdomen up. Press the heels down. Lift the kneecaps up. Feel that you can get that extension down the backs of the legs. And if not, keep your heels up. Take 3 breaths in your downward dog. Working up. Feel as if you're always in that inverted V. Lifting the hip joints up. Take another breath in. Then come up onto the toes and then lift the right leg up, fold it in, step towards your hands. Now, put that left leg down, shin down, and come up. Put your hands on top of your thigh. Here you're trying to keep the abdomen open, but the abdomen is lifted and this hip's looking down at the floor. Tailbone, move the foot forward slightly and then bring the mid buttock forward, tailbone in, and then reach up into the hands to Urdhva Hastasana. And another little rotation, so take your left hand to outside of the right knee, take your hand out to the side, inhale, and then look round and see if you can follow that, the fingers round. And if it doesn't matter how far it goes, just feel as if you can go round, taking the tailbone in, keep that hip in line with the knee, and then come back, take your hand down, tuck the back toes in, move towards your front feet, or the hands, lift your chest, lift your abdomen, fold forward, inhale, and then take the hands out to the side and come back up into Urdhva Hastasana. And we'll do that on the other side. So Urdhva Hastasana, lift up, turn the palms forward, fold at the knees, take the hands down, and this time take your right leg back. Okay, roll the shoulders, we're into a plank position. So then take the left leg back, thighs back, reach into the heels, lift the sternum away from the mat, keep the shoulder blades in, and be here for 3 breaths. Work in the position, so the tops of the arms roll out, chest is open, so you're pressing the chest away from the mat. Soft inhalation, soft exhalation. Inhale, and with the next exhalation up into your downward dog. Press the heels down, lift the hips up. Shoulders are away from your hands, so you're pressing towards the legs, and that feeling as if somebody's pressing your shoulder blades in and up to the top of the pelvis. Think inverted V. 3 breaths in your downward dog. And then come up onto the toes. Inhale, lift that, it's the right leg we're lifting up. And then move the foot forward. No, I think it's, done that wrong. Right, left leg forward. Sorry, put the knee down. Coming up, grip the hips in. Lift up through the arms. Remember to tuck that hip in, and then take this right hand to outside of the left knee. Other hand, stretch it back and look at it. Coming back and around. Tuck the toes in. Come into Uttanasana, and then half Uttanasana. Fold forward, and then with strong legs and abdomen, come back up into Urdhva Hastasana. Take the hands down. Okay, and here you're going to come back into a good Tadasana. So Tadasana is the basis for all our poses. So you're going to think of the feet planted, 4 points of the feet, the big toe, the baby toe, the inner and outer heel. So think of the heels and press into the heels. Lift the toes up, and as you lift the toes, feel that activates the whole of the leg. So you're lifting your shin bones up, lifting the kneecaps up, thighs lifted, okay? And then press the toes down, grip the hips in, so feel as if the pelvis wraps round and encompasses your abdominal muscles. So then lift up, roll the shoulders away from the ears and press into the hands. Turn the palms now forward and inhale with an exhalation, extend the arms back. Trying to feel if your head folds forward, bring it back so as your face or your chin is at right angles to the chest and your face is coming as if it's coming into the back of the head. Here I want you to interlock your fingers behind, draw your shoulders down, inhale. Now move the hands back as much as you can without allowing these floating ribs to stick forward. So everything is back, that top of the pelvis comes to the top, the buttocks descend to the buttock crease. You're lifting all the way up through the front and opening the chest. Take the hands forward, and then if you have a belt or anything that you can hold on to, I want you now to put that behind, turn the palms forward, open the feet, take the chest or take the belt behind you, open up, inhale. So this is for your shoulders and your neck, and then you're going to hinge from the hips. Coming forward, lift the abdomen up, okay? Coming into half Uttanasana. So the legs are long, working the hamstrings, inhale, and with an exhalation, lift the arms up overhead. If your head wants to go a little bit further forward, do so, but think of standing into your heels, not pushing yourself onto the toes, but pushing into the heels, kneecaps lifted. And then press down into the feet and come back up into a standing position. Bringing the feet together, you're going to do a pose now called Gomukhasana. If you need to have that belt, that might help you in Gomukhasana. So you're going to be in your good Tadasana. With the right hand, you're going to take the right hand out to the side, thumb looking upwards. Keep that chest open, and then turn the palm or turn the hand at the wrist over so as the thumb looks down at the floor, and then bring that right arm up and in between the shoulder blades. So it should be coming as if it's onto the spine. That biceps rolls back, press the feet down, inhale, lift the hand up. Open the armpit, turn the fingers so as the fingers are looking behind and your biceps is rolling back, and then get nice length in the side body. Take the hands down, connect the fingers, lift the chest. Now that elbow's looking up towards the ceiling, you're extending these side ribs up, shoulder remains down, and you're into Gomukhasana. If this doesn't work for you,
what you can always do is take a belt, okay, and hold the belt so as one hand's holding the belt and the other hand's working down towards it. And again, if that isn't accessible, what you might want to do is just take this right hand over to the left arm and to keep that nice openness in the chest. And then let's do the other side. So take the left hand out, turn the thumb down, open here at this armpit chest area, because this here is so important to the health of these shoulders. And then slide it in, take the hand up between the shoulder blades, okay, and then lift up through the left or through the right hand. That biceps is rolling out, shoulder blades in, turn the fingers and then connect the fingers together. Lift the elbow up so you're getting extension out of that hip. Opening the chest, and again, if this doesn't work for you, you can always take your belt over the shoulder, hold the belt, and the other hand holds the other side of the belt. So you're opening your armpit chest area, elbow looks up towards the ceiling, keeping the front of the body nice and flat so as your abdomen is lifted and everything is lifting up towards the notch of the neck. And then take the hand down, release. So that has been the opening for the chest and the shoulders. Now I want to work in the legs. So I am going to ask you to come back down onto the mat. I think I'll go this direction so as you can see the opening. So you're going to do Supta Padangusthasana. So you're going to come down onto the mat, okay, so keep that back of the neck nice and long, shoulders down. Okay, the first thing I want you to do is stretch into the left leg. So think of stretching the bones and the muscles along that left leg. Draw the right knee in towards your chest. So this is nice for the hips. So just draw the toes towards your shin as well. So draw it in. Then take a band or a belt. You can have anything that feels right for you. And then place the belt over the heel, just in front of the heel. Keep the shoulder blades down on that mat. And then I want you to reach into that right leg. So think that you're again in that standing position. I said press into the heel. So press the heel into that band. Draw your shoulders in. Now open the hamstrings. So this is wonderful for opening the hamstrings. The other thing I want you to watch is that the distance between your waist or your top of the pelvis and the hip is long. So nothing's shortened. So then from here you're going to take hold of the belt. You're going to keep the abdomen nice and broad. Keep that left leg, thigh looking up towards the ceiling. Rotate that femur in the socket, and then you're going to take that leg over towards your right side. Now as you go over towards your right side, bring your right elbow down so as the right elbow's in line with the shoulder. Now reach through that leg. As you reach through the leg, be conscious that the muscle on the outside of the thigh hugs the bone. You grip the hip in so as you get the extension from the inner groin to the inner knee to the inner heel and back up to the hip. The thigh into the bone, hip in, and you're not rocking over towards your right side. Your left leg is extending. Keep this abdomen open and then lift the leg up. Take the band in two hands, shoulder blades in, reach again into the heels if you're standing in Tadasana and draw that leg towards the face if possible. Okay, and then fold it, stretch the leg along the mat, draw your left knee in, hug it in, roll the shoulders away from the ears, and then take your band around the heel, just below the heel, And as in Tadasana, you're standing pose as if you're standing on that leg. So you're reaching into the heel, the outer heel and the inner heel. Draw your shoulders down. Shoulder blades should sit on that mat. Okay? Keep that length and extension, opening up the hamstrings here, and then grip the hip in. Grip that thigh into the bone. Take your right hand down, inhalation, and as you exhale, take that left leg out to the side. Put the elbow down in line with the shoulder. Now, think of this right leg, and this right leg should stay on the mat. This hip joint down, so the abdomen remains broad. Hips in line with one another. Stretching from the inner groin to the heel, back and up into the left hip. Inhale, and then lift the leg up. Roll the shoulders down. Inhalation with an exhalation, just draw that leg towards the chest, keeping the kneecaps lifted. And then fold the leg, bring it down. Okay, so with those long legs, you're now going to do your standing poses. So you're going to draw the knees in, roll to the side, and coming up, we're going to start off with Trikonasana. Okay, so from Tadasana, you're going to either step or jump your feet. So you can take your fingertips here onto the chest, inhale, and then just step or jump the feet apart. Notice that your arch looks at your back arch. So the pose we've just finished with was Utthita Padangusthasana, or Supta Padangusthasana. So I am going to ask you to really take that, what we've done in that last pose, into Trikonasana. So you're going to turn the left toes slightly in, but this left hip stays back. Rotate that right leg out. Okay, so you're heel in line with your back arch. Again, when we're on the mat, you never let that hip lift off the floor, so here that doesn't come forward. So draw the hip back. Keep the abdomen broad. Rotate the finger in the socket, gripping the hips in. Reach into the arms nice and long, shoulders down, shoulder blades onto the back ribs. Now lift the kneecaps up. Kneecaps always want to be very lazy. And then from this right hip, you're going to extend, and come down onto the mat. You can have a book, a block, whatever you like there, and then take the top hand back. Remind this hip to stay back. Remind the right buttock to come in and rotate that finger in the socket. And then lift the hand up. Head in line with the spine, kneecaps lifted. Rotate and look at the thumb. Inhale. With an exhalation, come back and up. Take the hands down. Turn the feet so as the 10 toes look forward. Take your block to the opposite side. Again, keep that grip in the hips, reach into the hands, turn the right toes in slightly, revolve that left leg out. Keep that right leg strong, kneecaps lifted, as that was in Supta Padangusthasana on the mat. Grip the hip in, reach out and come down onto your left side. So tall legs. Lift the toes of that left leg up to even draw that thigh into the socket. Okay, take that left shoulder back. Get space from the hip to the armpit, and then reach the top hand up. Turn the head to look at the thumb. Inhale, press into the back leg. Take the hands up. Take the hands. Inhale, and then jump the feet together. So we're back into Tadasana again, and then from there you're going to do Warrior 2 into Parshva. So you're going to maybe have a little help here to the right side and the left side. So step or take the feet apart, toes looking forward, turn the left toes in, rotate that right leg out. Your feet slightly wider than what they were for Trikonasana. Now, remember that there must be a connection between the two hips. So here at the dimple side of the hip joints, just feel that they're coming together. Take the hands out, and then from then start to move that knee into a nice right angle. So to do that, you have to descend, descend, descend. Actually, take your hands down, press into this left hip here, and encourage that left hip to go over towards your right side. Your hips remain underneath your armpits. That feeling that you had in Urdhva Hastasana, you're lifting out of the hips, and then take the hands down, turn the palms over. Okay, rotate that knee to the back of the mat, suck the butt in, and then turn and look down over towards your right fingers. Be in the pose, settle into the pose. Try to feel that everything is working in this pose. Don't rush the pose. And then press into the back leg, come back and up. Take your hands to the hips. Turn that right foot round. Grip the hips in, turn the right toes round, and then take the left leg out, rotate. Take the hands out to the side, inhalation. And then as you exhale, let that left knee come over your left ankle. Grip now this right hip in and move the right hip as if it's coming over towards your left side. Reach into the arms. Think that you're into your good Tadasana, good mountain pose. Your hips are underneath your armpits, your shoulders down. Press into the back foot. Inhale, and with an exhalation, look down that left hand. Keep your buttocks descending, descending. Excellent. And then press into the back leg, come back and up. And then turn the feet. Keep the feet that distance when you're going into Parsvak. So Parsvakonasana is side angled stretch. So you're turning your left toes in, revolve that right leg out, thigh looking forward. So remember that feeling that when you had it on the floor, that this thigh stayed down, this left thigh stays down, keep it down. Reach in, out the hands into warrior pose. So as you into warrior pose, you're descending. You're going to take the block in the inside of that leg. You're coming down, and then take your elbow, your right elbow onto your knee, roll the shoulder back, and then move the hands down to the block as far as you feel is comfortable. Encourage that knee to rotate back. Keep the head in line with the spine. Reach into that left hand, and then if you can, turn the palm up towards the ceiling and take the hand up. If it looks forward, fine. If it goes overhead, you decide what's right for you. Bring the bottom rib cage through. Seal that, the left foot down. Take a breath, settle into the pose. Inhale, press into the back leg and come back. You can come back into your warrior two and then come back up into your standing position. Turn the feet. So the 10 toes looking forward, thighs opening. Turn the right toes in, revolve that left leg out. So the thighs are revolving out. And remember, our standing poses are all about correcting imbalances in the body, making both sides of the body strong. If the poses don't work now for you, just stay with it, work at them, go to a wall. You can use the wall for your poses as well. And then fold that knee so as the knee comes over your ankle, your buttocks descending, thighs rolling out. Suck that left buttock in, inhale, and then reach out. Take your elbow to that left knee, roll the top shoulder back, and then if you can stay there until you get yourself comfortable. Slide the hand down to the block and encourage that knee to come back. Reach into the outside of the foot, then lift the hand up, rotate the arm in the socket and lift up over the ear. And then if you want to, you can turn and look at that underarm. hold the pose for a couple of breaths, and then take the hand down, press into the back, come back into your warrior two, and then straighten the legs, turn the toes, soft bend in the knees, and stand up and into standing position. So I'm now going to move into warrior one. The warriors are always the strong standing poses, so maybe you feel that you need to take time to work into these. So, I mean, that's fine. Work with your body. Okay, so let's step or jump the feet apart. So we're going to go to our right side. So you're going to turn the left toes in, move the heel back, and then you're going to rotate towards your right side. Now, as you rotate, you're again trying to level up that pelvis. Come back. Remember what we did on the floor. So you want your abdomen to be broad. You want your left hip to come around and your right hip to come back. Okay? So then you're going to lift the arms up. Seal that back leg down. Inhalation, and with an exhalation you're going to come down, come down. Try lifting as much out of the pelvis as you can. Seal, the back heel down sometimes isn't too easy. Tailbone in, lift the abdomen up, and use the hands to lift out of the pelvis. Lifting up the abdomen as much as you can, so the abdomen has to be lifted and those buttocks come forward. Remember your kneeling lunge that we did in the sun salutation. Come back, think of that. And then press into the heel and take the hands down, turn the feet, and we're going to work to the other side. And sometimes there's always imbalances on one side than the other. So turn the right heel round, rotate that left leg out, turn the pelvis so as you're looking over towards your left side. And this time your left hip has to come back, right hip has to come around. Seal the heel of that back foot down, lifting the arms up. Now feel as if you have to really lift from that pubic bone all the way up to the notch of the neck, and then inhale with an exhalation, move into a nice right angle. So as you move into your right angle, keep the arms lifting and keeping lifting out of the pelvis. Tailbone is in, lift the abdomen. Again, work every muscle in the body, and if you can, then take your gaze up towards your fingers. If that doesn't work, just stay looking forward. If the foot feels as if it needs a wee bit of a help, you can put something under the back heel. Take the hands down. So if the heel wants to come up, then you can put a little rug or a wee mat underneath it. Press into the back leg, come back and up, turn the feet, and then step the feet together. And I would like to finish here, because we've been working the legs so strong, I'd like to finish with a warrior three. Warrior three is one of these poses that takes a lot of strength and stamina. So I'm going to remind you about what you did on the mat and the length you had of the legs. So take a chair, and we're going to use the chair as a little guide. I know it's not possible, everybody has a chair, something like this here, but maybe you have something you can substitute. The first thing I want you to do is to take your feet comfortable distance apart, lift your hips up, take your hands to the front of the chair, and feel that you have a nice extension. So feel that the legs stay long, the hip joints over the side of the knees, over the ankle, your hands in the front. Now lift the abdomen in to support the back, keep the lumbar area long, roll the shoulders away from your ears, back of the head in line with the spine. So just even working on that is very good for our lower backs. And then take the feet together, so you're stepping the feet together. Try to have the chair as close to your thighs as you can. Get the crown of the head looking towards the front of the room or away from you. Don't let it drop. Feel it, your side ribs are lifted, and then I want you to stamp that right foot down. Move the toes of the the left leg back. Abdomen nice and broad, so as you feel you have that, the back of the pelvis or the front of the pelvis nice and wide. Inhale, and with an exhalation, reach into that right leg. Think of the heel, pressing into the heel. Lift the thigh into the bones, wrap those muscles around the bones. Use the arms to lift up and get that extension. Standing leg firm, and then take the leg down. Move the left leg back, standing right leg lifted, and then move and stretch into that left leg. Notice, do you swing yourself over onto the opposite leg? If so, level the abdomen up. As you were in the first pose, the ones with the legs, lift the abdomen into the spine. Feel you're gripping your hips in the side of the hip, thigh pressing into that hip joint, and your connection with these hips. Reach into that left leg, and then take the leg down. Coming back and up. I want you now to come to a wall. Okay, so just any wall space will do, anything will do. Put your bum at the wall. Have two supports that you can put your hands on. You're going to then lift the abdomen, come forward onto the supports. Now, before you do anything, I want you to lift your toes up. Press the heels down. As you do that, feel that you're really working from the backs of the knees into the heels, the calf muscles extending, abdomen lifted, roll the shoulders away from your ears. With your feet lifted, you're activating the fronts of the legs here. So then take the hands to the side, press the toes down, push off the wall, keep the abdomen in contact with the back, and then take your hands to your supports, or if you can, onto the mat, into Uttanasana. So the legs are long, you're pressing into the heels. If you lift your toes up, you're lifting the legs up, press the toes down, lift your chest up, fold in towards the legs. Keep the kneecaps lifted. Again, the kneecaps can always be very lazy. Roll your shoulders, grab hold of the calf muscles and release into your Uttanasana. Taking a few breaths in Uttanasana. Remember, each time you exhale, you release. Take the hands back to the mat, then take the hands to the hips and come back up into a standing position. So we're standing up nice and tall. Okay, so then from those poses, you're going to come down onto your mat. And I want you to come into a pose called Virasana. So this is one that's good for our legs or knees. I'm going to set 2 blocks in front, and I want to turn to show you how you're going to manage it. So again, you can use blankets, a couple of blankets, towels, one on top of the other. You're going to take your feet to the outside of the blocks, toes going back, heels at the blocks, and you're going to sit up. Now, press the shins down, soften the calf muscles, and then from there, you're going to sit down onto your block. The blocks give you a wee bit of height. If you feel that you can come lower, sit down lower. Okay? Right. Thighs rolling from the inside out, pressing the tops of the feet down, lifting open the chest. If this is too much for the knees, you can always accommodate it. Go higher. Go as high as you feel you need to, or you can even put a blanket under the backs of the knees. If it fails you feel to get comfortable at all, just take the legs forward. And you're going to do Gomukhasana again. So you're pressing your thighs back. The outside of the thighs come to meet your calf muscles. Shins are down. 4 points of the feet or the knees looking forward, and you're lifting up. Take your right hand out to the side. Open the chest. Turn the thumb down. Slide it up and in between your shoulder blades. Keep that nice opening there in the chest. Lift up through your right hand. Your left hand this time. Turn the fingers back and then take the hand down. So you're looking for this nice levelness in the pelvis. Lift the abdomen up. Tuck that tailbone in. Lift the side ribs. And then take the hand up. Release it down. Release the other hand down. Take your left hand out to the side. Okay, and then take the thumb down so as when you slide it in between the shoulder blades, it's onto the spine. Fingers looking up towards the head. And then lift the hand up, turn the fingers back and then come down, catch the hands. If that doesn't work for you, you can take a belt to help the catch of the hands down the back. Opening the chest, okay? Open the chest, then take the fingers down, lengthen up, take the hands forward and then stretch one leg back and stretch the other leg back. Take the blocks from between us, okay? And then I want you just to come down onto the mat and we'll do a little side rotation before we finish off. So you're going to lie down. Okay, release the shoulder blades down, take the hands out to the side. Keep the back of the pelvis nice and long. Again, your abdomen is lifted in towards the back so as you feel as if you're supporting your back. Shoulders down, you're going to inhale and on an exhalation, draw your knees over towards your right side. As your knees go to the right side, your left leg should stay on top of your right knee. Your left shoulder stays down, right shoulder stays down, and your armpit is coming down onto the mat. Let the knees rotate as much as they want to. If they don't come down to the mat, that's fine. Or if you want to part your feet and do the rotation. But when you do the rotation, still keep this left arm and armpit down. And then bring feet back and up, clamp the feet down, inhale. And on an exhalation, let the knees rotate. Try to feel as if they're stacked one on top of the other. As they roll towards your left side, keep that left shoulder, as they go to the left, keep the right shoulder down, armpit down. Inhale. And on an exhalation, take the knees up towards the ceiling. Knees up towards the ceiling. And then bring the feet in towards, the heels in towards your bum. Roll your shoulders and we'll finish off with Setu Bandha. So here from inhale, draw your pubic bone towards your navel, press in, lift up. So as you lift up, feel that you're pressing your glute muscles in to lift up and open the abdomen up. Inhale at the top and then exhale as you release the spine like a string of pearls as it comes down onto the mat. Do that once again, pressing down into the feet. Inhalation, lift the hips up as far as you can. Press into the heels. Heels planted into the mat. Toes looking forward. Knees and hips and shoulders in that like a railway track. Lifting up, coming back and down, and then to finish off, always finish off in Shavasana, which is the relaxation pose. So you might like to have a blanket for underneath your head, and you could have a blanket for over the top of you. You're going to release down onto the mat, bring the blanket so as it's there at the top of the shoulders. So it's just not at the bottom of the head, it comes to the top of the shoulders. Okay, Get the spine nicely planted, nicely released down onto the mat. Feel that your pelvis is level, the abdomen's engaged and softly into the spine. Take the hands to the side, turn the palms up towards the ceiling, and then extend through the right leg, extend through the left leg. Allow the toes then to roll out to the side. Let the body release down. Let the eyes close. Tune into your breathing. Think soft inhalation, soft exhalation. So Shavasana is time that we allow the body to take to recover, to replenish. So you can stay in Shavasana as long as you feel that you want to, letting the breath allow the body to recover, rejuvenate itself. Each time you breathe in, you're breathing in that sense of well-being, sense of ease into the body. As you breathe out, it's softening, releasing, letting go. So be in Shavasana, allowing the body to become heavier, allowing with each exhalation that you softly release down into the mat, you become heavier, more comfortable, more released, letting go. Soft inhalation, soft exhalation. In your own time, you're going to then fold up the knees, place the feet on the floor, roll to your right side, and then place your top hand down, guide yourself back up and into a seated position. Namaste. Thank you all very much. I hope you enjoyed our small session of yoga.